The old house stood silent, its walls, once vibrant and full of life, now echoed with the memories of a forgotten past. The paint, peeling and cracked, told tales of years gone by, of laughter and sorrow, of life and death. The moonlight cast an eerie glow, making the mansion appear almost ghostly, a relic of a time long forgotten. Dust covered the attic floor, a testament to the years of neglect. The air was thick with the scent of decay, and every step stirred up clouds of dust, dancing in the pale light filtering through the cracks. Cobwebs hung like ghostly curtains, adding to the sense of abandonment and desolation. In the center, a chest lay open. Inside, diaries. These were not just any diaries, they were the chronicles of lives lived in shadows, of secrets whispered in the dark. The chest itself was an antique, its wood worn and its hinges rusted, a silent guardian of the stories within, leather-bound, filled with faded ink. Each diary was a portal to another time, another place. The pages, yellowed with age, were filled with the musings and confessions of those who had dared to defy the natural order. The ink, once bold and black, had faded to a ghostly grey, as if the words themselves were trying to disappear. They belonged to the time travelers. These were not mere adventurers, but individuals who had unlocked the secrets of time itself. They had journeyed through the ages, witnessing events that had shaped the world, and recording their experiences in these diaries. Each page, a journey into the past. The entries were vivid and detailed, painting pictures of eras long gone. From the grandeur of ancient civilizations to the simplicity of rural life, the diaries captured it all. But as the pages turned, a darker narrative began to emerge. But these weren't tales of glory. The time travelers had not embarked on their journeys for fame or fortune. Their motives were shrouded in mystery, and their experiences were far from heroic. The shadows in the attic seemed to whisper of the horrors they had witnessed. They were whispers of horror. The diaries spoke of encounters with malevolent entities, of battles fought in the shadows, and of the toll that time travel had taken on their minds and bodies. The writing became more frantic, the words more desperate, as the time travelers descended into madness. The time travelers, they called themselves. They were a secretive group, their identities hidden behind aliases and masks. Their portraits, found among the diaries, showed faces that were both familiar and strange, as if they belonged to another world. Who they were, nobody knew. They jumped through time. They appeared in different eras, always on the fringes of history, never fully part of it. Their presence was fleeting, like shadows passing through the night, but at a terrible cost. The diaries revealed the price they had paid for their journeys. Their faces, once full of life, had become haunted and hollow. The clock was always ticking, counting down the moments they had left. Their diaries told their story. Each entry was a piece of a larger puzzle, a glimpse into the lives of those who had dared to defy the natural order. The writing was often chaotic, reflecting the turmoil within their minds, each entry a descent into madness. The time travelers had paid a high price for their journeys, and their diaries were a testament to their suffering. The words on the pages were a cry for help, a plea for understanding, and a warning to those who might follow in their footsteps. Rome, 79 AD. The air was thick with ash. Mount Vesuvius had erupted. The travelers, they wanted to see history. Instead, they found terror. In the ruins of Pompeii, they saw it, a skull glowing with an eerie light. When they touched it, the world dissolved. Visions of screaming people burning alive. Then, as quickly as it began, it was over. But the horror lingered. Victorian London, 1888. Fog choked the gaslit streets. Jack the Ripper stalked the night. The travelers, they sought adventure. They found a nightmare. In a darkened house, they discovered a painting. A young woman, her eyes filled with fear. As they stared, they were pulled in, trapped in the painting, forced to relive the woman's final moments, the Ripper's blade, their screams silent and unheard. Medieval Europe, 1348, the Black Death ravaged the land, bodies piled high, the stench of death filled the air. The travelers, they craved knowledge, they found only despair. In a plague-ridden village, they were hunted, not by rats, but by something far worse. Creatures born of the disease. Hideous, twisted things. The travelers barely escaped, forever marked by what they had seen. Section 5, A Glimmer of Hope. As the diaries progressed, a pattern emerged. Each entry, each scribble seemed to tell a story of its own. The travelers, once filled with excitement and curiosity, began to document their experiences with a growing sense of dread. The travelers were losing hope. Their journeys, which once promised adventure and discovery, had turned into a nightmare. The pages of their diaries, once filled with tales of wonder, now echoed with despair and fear. Their writing, once filled with wonder, now dripped with fear. The ink on the pages seemed to bleed with their anxiety. But then, amidst the chaos and uncertainty, a change began to take shape. A single line scrawled in the final diary. It was a message, a beacon of hope in their darkest hour. We found a way to stop it. These words, simple yet profound, carried the weight of their collective struggles and fears. It was a declaration, a promise of salvation, a glimmer of hope in the darkness. This small light, this fragile hope began to grow. It spread among the travelers, rekindling their spirits and giving them the strength to continue. Had they found a way to break free from the horrors of time travel? The question lingered, but the newfound hope gave them the courage to face the unknown. They stood together, united by their shared experiences and the promise of a brighter future. The journey was far from over, but for the first time in a long while, they felt a sense of purpose and direction. The glimmer of hope had ignited a fire within them, a fire that would guide them through the darkness and into the light. Section 6, the final entry. The last diary lay open. The ink was fresh, as if written only moments ago. The handwriting was frantic, desperate. It's here. It followed us back. The final words sent a chill down my spine. Don't trust the eyes. The sentence ended abruptly, unfinished. What had happened? What had they found? Section 7, the twist. I slammed the diary shut. My heart pounded in my chest. The silence of the attic was deafening. Suddenly I felt it, a presence. I turned slowly. My blood ran cold. Standing in the doorway, shrouded in shadow, was a figure. Its eyes glowed with an eerie light, the same light I had seen in the picture of the skull. Section 8. Are we truly alone? The diaries were a warning. Time travel was not a game. It was a doorway to something dark and terrible, something that had followed the travelers home. As the figure moved towards me, I understood. We are not alone in this universe. There are things out there lurking in the shadows of time, things we were not meant to find. Section 9. The Unending Mystery. The air grew cold. The night was shrouded in an eerie fog, the kind that seeps into your bones and makes you question every shadow. The cold winter breeze whispered secrets that only the darkness could understand. It was a night where the line between reality and the supernatural blurred, and every step felt like a journey into the unknown. The figure reached out, its touch sending shivers down my spine. It was as if the very essence of fear had taken form, reaching out from the depths of the unknown to make its presence felt. The shadowy figure seemed to glide rather than walk, its movements fluid and otherworldly. Each touch was a reminder of the thin veil that separates our world from the next. And then everything went black. The lights flickered off, plunging the room into an abyss of darkness. The only remnants of the past were the old diaries scattered on the floor, their pages filled with secrets and stories long forgotten. These diaries were more than just books. They were a portal to another time, a chilling testament to the horrors that await those who dare to tamper with time. A chilling testament to the horrors that await those who dare to tamper with time. Each diary, each ancient book, and every spooky old chest in the attic held a piece of the puzzle, a fragment of the unending mystery. The dust-covered pages whispered tales of those who had come before, of their encounters with the unknown, and the price they paid for their curiosity, a warning to us all. The ominous signs and eerie notes left behind were not just relics of the past, they were messages meant to guide and protect us. The old parchment with its cryptic warnings served as a reminder that some mysteries are better left unsolved, that some doors should never be opened. These warnings were a testament to the dangers that lurk in the shadows, waiting for the unsuspecting to stumble upon them. But what happened to me? The question lingered in the air, heavy with uncertainty. The memories of that night were fragmented, like pieces of a shattered mirror. I was left in a state of distress, haunted by the images of the shadowy figure and the chilling touch that had sent shivers down my spine. The dim light did little to dispel the darkness that had taken root in my mind, leaving me to wonder if I would ever find peace. And what will become of those who find the diaries next? The curiosity that drives us to uncover the unknown is a double-edged sword. The hands that open the old diaries, the person who finds the hidden chest, they are all part of the unending cycle. Each discovery brings with it a new set of questions, a new layer to the mystery. The diaries are a beacon to the curious, a call to those who seek answers, but they also serve as a warning of the dangers that lie ahead. The mystery, like time itself, goes on forever. The endless dark hallway, the clock with no hands, and the swirling misty vortex are all symbols of the unending nature of the mystery. Time is a construct, a concept that we try to understand, but it is also a force that we cannot control. The mystery is eternal, a puzzle that will never be fully solved. It is a reminder that some questions have no answers and some stories have no end.